about to go green from iRacing's Barber Motorsports Park in Birmingham, Alabama. Race 2 of 6 in our little blast around the IndyCar great tracks. Briley Wright and Noah Belleville on the front row, ready to do battle just like they did last week at Watkins Glen, waiting for the signal. Green flag is out from Barber. Down that back straight, Noah Belleville to an early and expected lead in the number 41 Target Chip Ganassi machine. Briley Wright flying around Nick Pressey through what they call the corkscrew. Some call it the Singapore sling, if you will. Thomas Andrews goes around at the back in 6th. Tommy Withers will get around him in the Valvoline machine, and the MGD machine now running in that 6th position. Belleville, Wright, Pressey, 1, 2, 3 on board with the Brooklyn driver. Well, Carmen Sienna, the Ohio pilot, now moves to his inside, will hold the onboards for now. 96 inside 94, and the Brooklyn driver down to 4th, the Ohio pilot up to 3rd on board with Sienna. Right to the inside, they make contact. Belleville goes around. Wright looks like he's injured as well, and that's going to be the first yellow flag of the race at Barber. We're going to slow everything down just a bit. We'll see if we can throw the caution flag. We'll try and throw the caution flag. And I guess we're going to stay green here for the time being. And no, we are under the caution there. So Carmen Sienna going to come away with that race lead. Nick Pressey in 2nd. Noah Belleville with an extremely damaged race car in 3rd. Briley Wright going to sit in the 4th position. And I tried to go on board with Briley Wright as he was making the move inside Noah Belleville. Let's see if we can find out just what happened. So this is Thomas Andrews on lap number 1. Admittedly, his first laps at Barber. Goes through the corkscrew, and he's going to give it just a little too much, and he spins it. Now, Briley Wright's going to get an unbelievable run on Noah Belleville. This is through the S's, and watch this. This is going to be on the next lap. Let's see if we can get that shot of Briley Wright going to the inside. Briley, he sends it in. I don't think he got any intention of hitting the brakes. Let's see if we can get on board and watch the telemetry here. You can see he decelerates extremely hard, locks it up. Nowhere for Belleville to go. On board Carmen Sienna, who watched this happen. And she'll scoot past the both of them. And the Hillsboro, Ohio native is the race leader. So Briley and Noah will make contact. And that's the first incidental of the race. Shout out to Colin McDonough. I saw him in the chat earlier. He was wishing us a lot of fun and a lot of luck tonight as well. So shout out to Colin McDonough, whatever he's doing. I think he goes by Egbert Waxman on Twitch. So check that out and see if we can plug his stream while we're at it. Let's take a look at another look at the start of this race. Noah Belleville just shot out of a cannon. Nick Pressey starting 2nd on your right-hand side. Sienna already trying to get an early move around him. Thomas Andrews, his first laps at Barber, just trying to hold on to it, and Tommy Withers doing the same. Drivers now coming into the pits. Noah Belleville, Briley Wright, Thomas Andrews, Tommy Withers, all coming down into the pits. Remember, drivers must change one set of tire compounds, so they must go from red to black or black to red compound as the race goes on, some point in this race. So Carmen Sienna in the 9.6 elects to stay out. Nick Pressey shall do the same. The lights are still on. They're still illuminated on top of the Porsche safety car. Tommy Withers, Thomas Andrews now coming out of the pits, and let's see if we can bother this guy. It's his first laps at Barber, and I'm actually really interested to hear what he thinks of the racetrack so far. Thomas Andrews, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
I got you, buddy.
So these are your first laps at Barber, and when I say first laps, we were hanging out in practice earlier, and you literally had bought the track an hour ago, and your first laps were, what, 35 minutes ago? That's like first actual laps at speed were 35 minutes ago. What do you think of the track so far? Be honest. What do you think?
It's tough. I mean, the blind corners definitely make it really tough to get a hold of the track, but in these cars, I could see why they're a lot of fun. These cars have so much downforce, and I mean, even though I'm 6 seconds off the pace, I mean, it's still pretty fun to kind of run around here and run laps by myself. But with that being said, I mean, from a competitive standpoint, I'm not going to be even close. I'm going to need a miracle or something like that.
Well, you're getting plenty of practice, plenty of action, because in 2 days we're going to be here with the Gen 4 cars. When I picked that race for the schedule, I had no idea how difficult this track was going to be. So it's have you tested this in the Gen 4 yet?
No, I was actually hoping you had a setup. So
we do have a setup. We actually do have a setup. A couple of guys in this race actually have played around with the setups, and they have helped us put the setup together. So the setup is fine. The track itself is just really, really hard. But we're going to have fun regardless, man. I know we will. And you've got Noah Belleville behind you as well. I don't think he's that good, man. I think you can take him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he's going to just blow by me as soon as the green flag comes out. But, I mean, to get back to your point on TNT, I mean, the guys that are in the session, because we don't run Barber very often, and the guys that are in the session are definitely going to have a leg up on the guys who see Barber for the first time 8 o'clock on Thursday. So I'm happy that I'm here. I'm going to try to do as many laps as I can. Hopefully I have enough fast repairs to make it to the end, but we'll see here. Luckily, I haven't had to use one yet.
You ain't hit nothing yet, man. And good news is 4 laps are already on the board. So as we're looking at the the telemetry here, we've got, well, if I click the right button, we've got what? 5 of 35 laps underway. So it'll just be 30 laps remaining when we get back to green.
Sounds good. Hopefully I won't have to pit again.
All right, buddy. Hopefully we talk to you later. See you.
All right, man. Have fun.
I hope he has fun too. It's going to be difficult for these guys. It's going to be difficult for these guys to just get a grip on this racetrack. But you know, here we go. We're just gonna go all out, and we'll see what happens here. So it's going to be 30 laps to go when they take the line. Carmen Sienna will have control of the field. Nick Pressey will be on her inside. I think there's going to be Briley Wright in third, Tommy Withers being scored in fourth, Thomas Andrews in the 5th position. Noah Belleville and Ryan Lindemann. Well, Belleville's running. Lindemann is out of this race. He did not start. And if you just tuned in, you have not missed a thing. We are under caution because of this. That's Briley Wright, who went full send into Noah Belleville. I honestly want to know if he intended on. Do we have enough time to talk to him? We absolutely do. Let's bug him right now because I want to know what in the hell he was thinking. Briley Wright, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
I got you.
All right, buddy. For the folks at before we go green, real quick, for the folks at home, tell us all, what in the hell were you thinking?
I just need to be a little bit more patient. I knew I had to get around him as fast as possible. I waited too long at Watkins Glen. This time I was too impatient.
You're ahead of him now, man, and you got 30 laps to go. All right, pull the belts tight. I'm having a good time. I hope you're having fun too, man. Have a good one. Riley Wright going back, racing again, and a double file restart here at Barber. I guess just to chop it up even more, we're green with 30 laps to go, and somebody went off. Was it Andrews? I think he locked it up hard, but he's doing all right. Noah Belleville now getting around Tommy Withers in that 6. Withers playing some hard D on the 41, but then the 41 sails by up the hill. Sienna still leading. Briley Wright now behind her and running into, what do we call that? The corkscrew, the Singapore sling, turns 7 and 8, whatever you want to call that. On board with the 96. .109.44. Sienna goes quickest. Pressey goes off. Big spin for the 94 car. Right ahead of Noah Belleville. 41 still behind that 9-4, and this is the tight fight for third. Pressey just ahead. Will Belleville use the push to pass? No, still 200 seconds there, and then drivers have, I don't know exactly what the horsepower boost is, but drivers have 200 seconds of this horsepower boost. Nick Pressey trying to boost off of the racetrack. You see he's attacking those curbs so hard. And Nick Pressey is nobody to be played with. He is an extremely good driver here, and Noah Belleville cannot take him lightly. As he almost takes himself off the racetrack. Pressey going wide, cutting ahead of Noah Belleville, side by side through the final corner. Seeger saying, cannot wait for the TNT race. Looking forward to the challenge. Maddie, let me tell you, it is an extreme challenge, my friend. It is an unbelievable challenge, Barber Motorsports Park, but it's really, really fun. I will say this, as somebody who does not race often, and I mean once every couple of months. I don't race often, but this is an extremely fun racetrack. It is really difficult, and it's tough to get the hang of because there's not a lot of rhythm that you can get in this racetrack because of the elevation changes, how sharp they are, how sudden, and they're blind corners as well, especially this corkscrew section, if you will. And let's go on board with Belleville. Look at the way he jerks the wheel in the IndyCar. It's unbelievable. Just watch the blind corners. Belleville really testing every edge of the racetrack. Pressey goes wide through this first sweeping right-hander and up the hill again. Kevin Feemster said he's watching from the ER. Kevin, hope everything's okay, man. We'll see you on Thursday for this race as well. Again, if you don't know, we're taking the Gen 4 cars here. Thursday night, 8:40 Eastern. Thursday Night Thunder round 14 of 16. This driver here, Noah Belleville, with one hand on the trophy. This driver right here, Nick Pressey, up until last week's race at Daytona, within a chance, and then a finish outside of the top 10. Ben Belleville with a 4th place finish has almost guaranteed the title for Noah Belleville. And oh, look at this, almost contact. There goes Nick Pressey. Was there contact between the two? Watch this. Goes extremely wide here. These are through the final corners. Off the racetrack. No way. How was there no contact? See if we can get a different angle. Oh, this is a bad angle here. I want to see if they make any sort of contact. No, no contact at all. Let's go on board with Belleville. Watch this. Puts the brakes. Just, how does he not crash the car? Watch this. Carmen Sienna went off the racetrack, as did Briley Wright. Is there contact between the two? Nope, they're still running for the lead. Briley right behind the 96, on board with the 96 of Sienna. Using her push to pass. 10 laps. Now complete. 25 to go. Right behind the Ohio pilot, and it's going to be Ohio versus Kentucky one more time. Belleville goes green, 109.63. He's in 3rd. Nick Pressey 6 seconds behind. Sienna still leading, and this race for the lead now has become the hottest thing on the racetrack. If you just tuned in, one caution so far inside the final 25 laps. At Barber, race 2 of 6 in the Winter Indy standings. Noah Belleville 6 seconds behind Briley Wright, and over the last 5 laps, Belleville has not been consistently quicker than Wright. However, he's got a chance to make that up. And Sienna, the native of Ohio. Trying to get one win in this short 6-race event. She runs 7th in the standings, but as you see, the standings are separated by 1 point each. So even winning a race here does not guarantee you a championship. Tommy Withers looks like he's run into some brief trouble. Watch this on lap 11. Oh, the Virginia pilot just flies over those curbs. What's happened to Nick Pressey here on lap 12? The Brooklyn native. The TNT Bristol winner. Super wide off the racetrack, but he keeps it going in the right direction. And at the front, Carmen Sienna goes purple. 1:08.25, her quickest lap. Briley Wright, 1:08.39, his fastest lap. Noah Belleville, 7 seconds off the pace. Tommy Withers looks like he's flown off the racetrack. Thomas Andrews may have done the same. The MGD car now. And now he just locks it up. What happens to Withers? Great looking race car though. Battle for the lead now separated by 1 second. Briley Wright in 2nd. Noah Belleville 7 seconds off the pace. Thomas Andrews is making up his own racetrack here. But hanging on, again, these are his first laps at Barber. For somebody who's never driven this racetrack before, he's not doing bad. And what a beautiful car to do it in, a beautiful setting, and he's expanding his driving skills. He's learning. You got to give it up to him. And he's trying. Like, jokes aside, BS aside, he's trying, right? You got to give it up to him. And he's kept the car pointed in the right direction. He's not last. That honor goes to Thomas Withers, letting down the great state of Virginia in a otherwise beautiful-looking Valvoline machine. He's got to get his stuff together. But again, he has not crashed as well, so we're going to give it up to him. Carmen Sienna, on the other hand, watching her lead dwindle, but again, the numbers on to the right-hand side of these drivers' names indicating the push to pass, the extra boost in horsepower they give themselves. And right now it looks like Sienna has 166 seconds remaining to Wright's 171. Nick Pressey taking a really wide line off of turn number 1 and turn number 2. He almost spins the race car. Thomas Andrews is only 29 seconds behind Nick Pressey, and I use the word only because Pressey, driving squirrely as he is, if he spins the race car, Thomas Andrews could be there for that 4th position. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Briley Wright, on the other hand, still keeping the pressure on Sienna. Let's go on board with the Kentucky pilot and ride around for a lap at Barber. Wright throws it in really deep there. And Sienna's going to expand her lead. And if we're breaking it down into 4 sectors on this racetrack, you see Briley on that last lap so much quicker than Carmen. Well, I say so much. Several hundredths quicker than Carmen. In the first 2 sectors, 3/10 slower, it looks like, in Sector 3, and then quicker in Sector 4. The gap now back down to 0.6 of a second. And if Briley Wright keeps us moving, he will be within striking distance to Carmen Sienna. And there you see Noah Belleville, 3/1000ths slower than Briley Wright through that first sector. Through the corkscrew there, Briley Wright drawing a straight line through the S's. And this time around, quicker still than Carmen Sienna. But does Carmen gain another 3/10 on Briley? She is expanding that lead now. Not as much, just over a 10th. And Noah Belleville not any quicker than Briley Wright. And these two have company. Just ahead of the Ohio pilot in the Valvoline machine from the great state of Virginia, Tommy Withers, who kindly and very gentlemanlike gets well out of the way, and he lets those two have their fun. Back to the sectors at the front, because I'm interested to watch how this goes here. Again, Wright quicker in Sector 1. Will he do the same in Sector 2? He does not this time. Carmen quicker. Now the lead still 0.8, 0.9 of a second. Carmen is not constantly expanding her lead from Briley. Sector 2. We'll see what happens in Sector 3 as they cross the timing line. Carmen quicker by 0.2 of a second, 1.25 seconds now the gap. Carmen at the front, Briley in the second position. Again, they are on red tires. Briley has come into the pits. And I mentioned the tires here because drivers do have to change one compound of tire in this race. So bringing up the tire compounds there, you see Sienna and Wright on the reds. Sienna has not come into the pits. Cars will go approximately, I want to say 20-some laps on a tank of fuel. The Drip Diecast and Collectibles track facts telling us 15 to 18 laps on a fuel run. We did restart on lap number 4 or 5, so now we're on lap 17 here. And because I can't count, we'll briefly bring up the ticker at the top here. 18, so it will be 17 laps to go. Again, Sienna and Wright on the reds. The quicker tire, the softer tire, the better compound. Briley Wright now just falling ever behind, and the magic has worn on those reds by now. Definitely the grip, just the speed has gone out of the tire, and it's about tire management at this point. Tommy Withers just put in his quickest lap, 1:12.51. Noah Belleville 8 seconds off the pace of Briley Wright. And over the last 5 laps, Belleville not able to catch up to Briley Wright as fast as he wants to. And Nick Pressey looks like he's made up a couple of tenths of a second on Belleville over the last lap or two. Noah Belleville expected to be one of the quicker drivers here. Sort of off the pace, if you will. Although he's going to get a boost of confidence here flying around Tommy Withers. Oh, Belleville sent it in with the intention to pass, though. Look at Belleville right there. And Belleville's into the pits. That's why he's not around Tommy Withers. But Noah Belleville into the pits, now switching from the black to what will be the red tire. And he doesn't have a wing. What happened to Noah Belleville? How long has he been without a wing? Oh, well, at least half of one. What happened to him? What did I miss? He's had one there. When did Noah Belleville lose a piece of his race car? Still has it. Now I'm genuinely interested to find out when this occurred. Was it coming into the pits? Oh, did he make contact with Tommy Withers? Is that where he lost it? Oh man, have a look. Belleville, who's one of the race-winning contenders here, did he lose that wing? Well, we know he lost half of the wing, but I guess did he lose the wing making contact with Tommy Withers? Have a look. Briley Wright is also into the pits. Carmen Sienna is by her lonesome out front. I want to know just how that front half of the wing came off. Watch for contact. Where did that piece of race car come off? There it is, right there on the entrance to pit road. I'm sorry we had to wait that long to check it out, but that's exactly what happened. Looks like they put another wing back on. Carmen Sienna still out on the racetrack, has not yet pitted. This is 21 laps now about to be completed on this tank of fuel. Nick Pressey running in the second position now. And it is 14 laps to go at Barber Motorsports Park. Nick Pressey runs in the second position. Briley Wright running in third. Noah Belleville on red tires. And just wait for that number to flash purple when he crosses the line at speed. Let's take a look at just individual best times. Sienna, 1:08.25. That's the fastest time so far. When Belleville crosses this line, I expect his number to flash purple. Have a look, top left corner. Let's see what it says. Told you. 107.64. Told you. That's awesome. That is unbelievable. On red tires and now the fastest car on the racetrack. 107.64. Noah Belleville running in 4th. And if my math is right, with 13 laps to go. But my math is never right, so let's be certain. Yeah, there it is. Lucky number 13, laps to go. There's your top 5 and the incredible gap between all of them that I'm sure will be closed up quite quickly. And Sienna's got to be praying for a yellow here so she can at least, well, she has a 44-second lead over Noah Belleville in that 4th position. So now I'm just interested to see how long will she stay out. Belleville also driving like a man possessed. Look at him use all of the racetrack. That's just wild. 107.64. Will he go purple again? No, 107.70, but still just ridiculous lap times. Still quicker than anybody else has ever driven. Noah Belleville's the only driver to go beneath 108 for best times. There's each driver's individual best. And Egbert Waxman saying, love seeing Carmen up front after the unfortunate circumstances last week. Absolutely. No, it's awesome to see Carmen up front. Colin, not sure what you're doing. If you want to jump in this booth here and watch the rest of this race, the seat is yours, my friend. Carmen, Sienna is in. Sienna's in. She will come now to a halt. Nick Pressey stays out. And new leader at Barber, Brooklyn's Nick Pressey. Sienna back out onto the racetrack and at speed. 3 seconds ahead of Briley Wright. 0.3 the difference in their pit lane time, but Carmen spent more than a second less in her pit stall, getting the tires and probably the necessary fuel to finish this race. She's on the black tire now. Wow, she just attacked the life out of that curb. Briley Wright also on the black tire. Noah Belleville on the red. Over the last 5 laps, Noah Belleville has been consistently quicker than Briley Wright. Well, let's say, the 19 seconds obviously doesn't count when Briley was in the pits, but 1.5 seconds, almost 1 1/3 seconds quicker. And quickly approaching the final 10 laps. At this pace, Briley Wright will take over. Noah Belleville will overtake Briley Wright. But again, if Briley saves these tires a little bit, he'll have enough to go the distance because Briley's tires are on the black compound, the harder compound. So although they're not as quick as Noah Belleville's red tires, as Nick Pressey comes in and he overshoots the pit, you see him back up, and he's got damage on the front of that race car. Did he do the same thing that Belleville did? Did he take out oh, wow, look at that. He must have taken out a piece of his machine. Heavy. Good Lord, Nick. And he's going to slam the hell out of this thing. Yeah. Oh, my God. All right, well, that's Nick Pressey in the pits. He's back out on the racetrack with a fully functioning race car. And on the red compound, as is Noah Belleville. 8 seconds now, that gap. Briley Wright trying to chase down Sienna, and doing so brilliantly. Briley Wright is there. 9/10 is the gap, and these two are going to fight it out for the lead with 10 laps to go. Sienna locks it up, coming to 9 laps left. Who's that ahead of the race leader? It looks like Withers. It is Withers in that gorgeous Valvoline number 6. Tommy Withers kindly removes himself, almost makes contact with Briley Wright. That could have been seriously dangerous. Have another look. Gosh, I don't want to miss any passing here, but have another close look. That could have been something. Oh, there's so much more room for Tommy Withers to give to Briley Wright. And Carmen Sienna now 0.7 of a second ahead. Watch this one more time. Withers almost in the middle of the racetrack. Doesn't give a lot of room to Sienna as well. And almost makes contact with Wright. There's Sienna in the race lead. There's Wright behind her. Briley sees the open window. Locks it up. He gets too excited. Headed into the corner. 8 laps to go next time by Sienna, now leading by 0.6 of a second. Noah Belleville, 6 seconds behind Briley Wright. And again, he's on the red compound. He pitted on lap 19, meaning he's going to have about 15 laps on these reds by the time he finishes the race. Carmen Sienna pitted on lap 23. So by the time Noah Belleville's reds are cooked, Sienna might still have life in these tires. But again, she's got this to deal with. Half a second, the difference between them. If you just tuned in, it's been a fun race. I've had a blast tonight. Started about just a half hour ago at iRacing's Barber Motorsports Park. And I think I've completely forgot to put a link up on Twitter. I'm just now realizing I am not good at this social media thing, I swear.
Sounds like you need a manager, Rick.
It sounds like I do need a manager. I think my manager just showed up. Is that my good buddy Colin McDonough? It is Colin McDonough. Ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
The as Briley Wright goes almost way the hell off the racetrack, the most multifaceted man in sim racing, Colin McDonough, has joined the booth in these final 5 laps at Barber. Whoa, and Briley Wright goes way off the racetrack at the final corner. That could be the race. That could be it. 4.5, 5 seconds will be the gap with 7 laps to go at Barber Motorsports Park. Sienna running away with this one. 5 seconds the gap now, and he just got way too hot. Briley said it earlier, Colin. He was, when he took out Noah Belleville in the hairpin, he said he just got impatient. I think that's what happened. I think he got impatient.
It happens to the best of us, Rick. And Noah's gonna love the fact that he can see Briley right ahead.
2 seconds the gap between them. Noah Belleville still on that red compound, by the way. The quicker tire, for those that don't know. And Briley Wright, honestly, if he can hold off Noah Belleville, he might still have a chance at getting this silver medal. I mean, there could still be a crash as well, honestly. There's, we're coming up to 6 laps to go, if my math is right. There's still a lot that could happen. We got a battle for 5th. We got a battle for 2nd now. Briley Wright 1.5 seconds ahead of Belleville, and Tommy Withers. Well, Thomas Andrews spun the race car. He was going to pass Tommy Withers, but that happens as well. Colin, I don't know if you know this earlier, but this is Thomas Andrews' first race at Barber. And, man, what a hard racetrack.
It's not an easy track. This track is just a lot of elevation game, a lot of line at apex. You know, you don't know where the exit of the corner is, so you're always trying to turn in on faith that where you expect the exit to be, it will be. So a lot of practice goes into getting good at Barber.
And we're going to be here Thursday night, man. The Gen 4 cars will be here Thursday night, which, when I put the schedule together for Thursday nights...
Oh, no!
What happened? Talk to me. What was
Riley Wright goes around.
Right in front of our faces.
And Noah gets through.
That's second place right there, right in front of our faces. Tanner Lockhart, who's a fan and avid watcher of Thursday Night Thunder, and a big fan of Matt Seeger as well. He says, Noah in a stock car is scary. It's only a matter of time before he gets the win in the open wheels. He got the win last week, actually, at Watkins Glen. And one more look at Briley Wright, who just falls off the racetrack. And this is coming out of the corkscrew, Colin. He just goes too wide.
In these cars, it'll get you every time.
Yeah, he caught grass, man. He caught grass, and that was it. Thomas Andrews back on the attack, though. Over the last 5 laps, Andrews has been consistently quicker than Thomas Andrews. I hope that they make it a good fight coming to the last few laps. We're going to have, 4 laps to go when Sienna hits the line.
And as I said it earlier in your chat, stoked to see Carmen out in front because she had a lot of pace last week and just had some really bad luck early on.
Oh, terrible luck. Absolutely terrible luck. Nick Pressey just trying to catch back up to a podium finish here, and you almost want to throw a caution just for the heck of it, just to see what these guys can do with fresh sets of tires, but I think we're going to piss a couple people off if we do that, so we'll refrain from doing so. Carmen leading. And how about this? Here's the battle again for 5th. This does perk up, and I think these two want a little bit of action before we say goodnight. Tommy Withers, and how about this for some nostalgia, by the way? You just got to look at it. Tommy Withers in the Valvoline machine and Thomas Andrews in the MGD IndyCar. This is for a spot in the top 5. Colin, who you got?
Man. Having raced with both of them on track and knowing how Andrews is on road courses, I think that Thomas Andrews can make this happen. But there's not much time left.
No, not at all. Carmen Sienna's going to cross the line here, and it's going to be 3 laps to go. Withers just flying away from Andrews at the moment. Noah Belleville using all the push to pass he's got. 76 seconds remaining, and you don't suppose Belleville's making a run for this. Well, I mean, he can try all he wants, but with 3 to go, he's got 6 seconds to catch up, and he's going to need all the help he can get.
To be 2 seconds a lap faster here that's a tall order.
I mean, just over the last lap itself, he was 0.8 quicker, so he's going to need some help. He's going to need Sienna to mess up and throw away this lead, which I don't see happening. Sienna can drive conservatively for the rest of the race, and she's going to be A-okay. Again, the points just separated by 1 marker through each position. So 10 points for a win, 9 points for second, so on and so forth. So the 8 drivers that competed last week, those that are here, will compound their points. And as it stands, Noah Belleville could be looking at 19 points when this one is over. Carmen Sienna at 14 points when this one is over. And next week, Colin, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Oval, man, and just, it almost, I know it's, Noah Belleville goes really wide out of the last corner, and that could be just everything he's got left.
And hate to pull you away, Rick, but things are getting spicy between Thomas Andrews and Tommy Withers.
I just saw it on my timing. They just got within 1 second there, and Thomas Andrews has the red mist again. Let's go on board with the MGD car. Withers locks it up. He goes wide, but he gets a better launch out of the S's than Andrews. Up the hill, and Colin, Thomas Andrews is using that push to pass that he has remaining. Tommy Withers with 190 seconds remaining. And they almost make contact there again. Colin, I don't know if Tommy Withers knows he's got push to pass left.
It is, if I'm not mistaken, last week it was one of the things most talked about was that push to pass exists, and you need to assign a button to make it work. So if you haven't selected a button to use your push to pass, you may not be able to use it.
Noah Belleville going off-road as he loses second place to Briley Wright. Tommy Withers now breaking out to a 4/10 gap. Briley Wright in second. What happened to Belleville? Did he go off the racetrack? Real quick. There it is. Super wide out of that first corner. And what happened to Thomas Andrews?
Thomas Andrews
Contact
lost
there.
the back end.
Did he go by himself? Was there contact?
It was all on him.
All on his own, yeah. Just giving it too much gas, and it cost him. Briley Wright, 4 seconds ahead of Noah Belleville, as Carmen Sienna is now on the final lap, and it's half a lap remaining at Barber. She's going to collect the win. Briley Wright, Noah Belleville giving it absolutely everything to the end, as did Tommy Withers and Thomas Andrews for the first ever Rick James TV broadcast at Barber. This has been a blast. Thursday night's going to be so much fun. I think it's going to be a lot of chaos, and hopefully drivers are going to have fun with it as well. Carmen Sienna's going to come off that final corner. She's going to get her win at Barber. Wins round 2. Briley Wright coming through the final corner. As long as he doesn't have a catastrophe coming out of here, he's going to collect the silver medal. And Noah Belleville giving it absolutely everything. Still just 1 corner remaining. Briley comes home and seals 2nd. And Noah Belleville's going to come home 3rd. Like Tanner Lockhart said, it's rare that you watch a race, Colin, and you don't see Noah Belleville win. He is human after all.
He is. It's, as someone who made a mistake right in front of him and cost him something, human error will always, it'll always get you eventually.
Carmen Sienna running a brilliant race, coming home with the win, so the Ohio native will stand on top of the podium. We're going to have Carmen Sienna, Briley Wright, Noah Belleville on the podium. Fans, don't go anywhere. Colin and I are going to be back with your top 3 in just a moment. On the podium with our top 3, starting with tonight's bronze medalist, one Noah Belleville, coming home in the 3rd position. And Moldy, for those that know, Moldy, you had a great race up until that bold move that Briley made on you.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that I had fixed the damage from that because I pit. And I didn't take the fast repair, but I just kind of sat there and did all of the damage that it said it could fix. So I thought it was fine, but it was just really tight. So there was still something wrong, and I just lost a lot of time on the leaders because of that. And yeah, the rest of the race, after I pit, I took my fast repair on the green flag pit stops, but that finally got me back to where I was making the lap time that I should be making, but I was just so far behind that it didn't really matter.
So, bronze medal tonight, you're going to come away with 8 points, and then next week, if I'm not mistaken, as I might be, we do have the Indianapolis Oval, so kind of a more, well, as much as a NASCAR community as this Discord can be, and most of our friends are, more of a quote-unquote normal race, 4 corners, straights, all that. How do you fancy your chances going back to a simpler racetrack, something that's not as intense as Barber?
I have no idea. I don't have enough experience in these cars to know how I'm going to do. But I know that Indy is really tough, so who knows?
Unofficially, you and Carmen are tied for the points headed into round 3. Colin McDonough has our silver medalist, Briley Wright.
Hello, Briley Wright. How are
doing?
you? I'm doing well. You want to take us through that race and that battle with Noah?
Yeah, first or second lap, whatever that was, whenever I went through that corner and got into him, I just didn't downshift quick enough, drove right into the side of him, and I feel terrible for that. It messed up both of our races. I should have been a lot more patient, and I just attacked that corner way too fast, way sooner than I should have. Um, just mistakes again, and then I looped it like twice. And I mean, in this car, especially at this track, you cannot make any mistakes. I think I got behind Carmen, and I think I seen Carmen make one mistake coming over the hill and getting into the grass, and I couldn't even capitalize on it because I did the same thing. Uh, just heat, just another second place finish, I guess.
Hey, your time will come. I'm sure of it. Is there anybody you would
Hopefully sooner rather than later.
anybody you want to thank for getting here tonight?
I don't know. I just thank Rick for putting this broadcast on for us. Thank you for popping in, and I don't know how long you was in there, but can't wait to check it out and see how you did.
Just caught the end of it, but it seemed like it was an exciting race similar to last week. This has been an awesome series so far.
Yeah, so far so good. I think we got a good group of people here so far, and decent group of people running it. We are still getting it figured out, but hopefully it stays around.
Thanks for being here, Bradley.
All right, thank you, man.
Tonight's race winner in the number 96 ABN machine from Ohio, Carmen Sienna, coming away with the race win. And Carmen, coming into this one, was the plan, I mean, did you think that a win was possible with Briley Noah putting in such great times? And specifically those last few laps with Briley, how was the confidence in the car having him breathing down your neck like that?
We had a rocket ship tonight. The Arrowhead Racing Toyota was on rails tonight. It didn't show it in qualifying. We didn't have a lot of time to really dial things in for qualifying. But race pace wise, I knew I had something. It's about just being consistent and just piling the pressure on. Obviously, starting fourth wasn't ideal. This is a track that finishes third to air. So when Briley and Noah made their contact and I ended up jumping to the race lead there, it was just about maintaining it and protecting the tires. The tires overheated a lot on the alternates there at the end. I knew if I could keep it on the island and I could kind of keep the tire temperatures managed, we had a really good chance. Briley brought his A game and was pressuring me all race long. I think he made a slight mistake and ended up losing a few seconds there near the end. But up until that point, he was the person I was trying to cover off the entire time. This is one of my favorite tracks on the planet. It's so good to be able to race at Barber and to have a track like this that punishes you for mistakes and keeps you honest. I believe in this car, believed in it at Watkins Glen, got distracted, paid for it last week, and the rest of the calendar coming forward, you know, it looks really good. Indianapolis next week is going to be a lot of fun. There's so many good races on the calendar. You've got Road America, you've got Iowa, you've got Auto Club. All four of those races are going to be outstanding, and this 96 car is built for all of it. So this is a good recovery from last week, and we'll try to carry the momentum to the Brickyard.
Unofficially, you're tied with Noah Belleville into the points, headed into the Brickyard. Congratulations on tonight's win.
Thank you so much, Rick, and shout out to everyone here that makes it happen.
Carmen Sienna coming away with tonight's win. Colin McDonough catching the last few laps. And Colin, we're going to see you racing here in 2 nights. Hopefully, we see you racing here in a couple of nights. Round 14 of Thursday Night Thunder is going to be right here at Barber. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be silly. I think it's going to be chaos. But we're going to have fun with it, and we're going to roll with the punches regardless. The Thursday Night Thunder Championship almost decided coming into this 14th of 16 rounds. Noah Belleville will be there to potentially clinch the championship. We hope you're going to be there to see that. We hope you're going to be there to see Colin McDonough take a couple of spills, and I'll probably make some graphical errors here or there. So we're going to have fun, and we hope you're going to join us too. Colin, thank you for coming out, man. Thank you for sharing the last few laps with us. That was a blast.
Thank you for having me, Rick.
It's my pleasure. We'll see you Thursday, and fans at home, we can't do this without you, so thanks for being a part of this too. Until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you.